Hey everybody, what's going on? Once again, this is Tanner from TanmanBaseballFan.com and KinseikoCollector.com. I wanted to show off a neat little card and also give a bit of a history lesson on this particular type of card as well. It's kind of a fascinating story. So I just wanted to show you what we're going to be going over today. And it's 1995 score. You've probably seen millions of these in your life because there are probably millions printed. As you can see, the design, work on the borders, classic 90s design. I mean, it's nothing really to speak of. I mean, it's just kind of a regular card. There's nothing too crazy about it. So you even see Canseco's picture on the back with the mullet. And so I guess that's probably the best part about the card here. So they came out with a few different types of cards. Here's the sample. There's a 10-card sample set. That was probably given out to dealers or something. Not really too difficult to obtain. So, it's not anything wildly exciting. You can probably fairly get your hands on that if you're interested. Before I go any further, let me tell you a little bit about 1995 score. So, in 95, you got to remember that this was off of the heels of the 1994 lockout. So, Score, along with a lot of other card companies, were clamoring to try to do something really neat to reel back in the collectors from the past. Because me, along with a lot of other people, after 94, we just kind of lost interest. There was no World Series. There were some awesome records that were possibly going to be happening there. And it just didn't happen because they stopped playing. So it was very unfortunate. But anyway, so Score did something pretty neat here. And this is like one of the earlier times, one of the earlier things that people have done or that card collectors have done as far as a redemption type of contest, or I don't know what you call it, like promotion, I guess. But so going forward, let me show you this here. This is a 1995 Score Gold Rush card. It's neat. It's foil. It's so much cooler than the regular card here. So let me show you the difference. You can barely tell just because of my stupid glare on there, but there you go. Yeah, you can see it better there. So anyways, it's a neat card. The back also says Gold Rush as opposed to not saying anything, on the regular one. And these came seated about 1 per pack. So if you got a box of 36 packs, you'll get 36 of these. Score was running a promotion where if you put together an entire team set, you could actually send them in and Score would give you back this type of a card. The entire team set that you collected. It's the, I believe it's the Platinum is what it's called. It is a gorgeous card. It is like Score really did a fantastic job. And I believe there's less than 5,000 each of these. I think the print run was supposed to be $49.75 or something like that. For those that actually redeemed them, and a lot of people just didn't redeem them. So, anyways, again, let me show you this. Show you the difference between all three of these types here. If Topps made this card, they'd have called it the Sparkle Fractor. So. Oh, I didn't even notice this on the back. Yeah, it does say Platinum Team Set. So, yeah, there you go. So, you wouldn't have pulled this in a pack. You literally would have to get this from Pinnacle. Really cool. So, one thing that a lot of people didn't know is, just along with a lot of other cards like this, people were asking, like, what happened to the Gold Rush cards that they sent in? Well, what Pinnacle did is they actually put holes inside of the actual Gold Rush card and sent them back a lot of times. So they had this little hole punch looking thing that was in little holes in the shape of the Pinnacle logo. And here's one right here. So you can see the holes right there. Let me try to bring up all the way to the camera. Yeah, you can see me through there. So number of holes just clean through the card itself. The way that it was done, and I've heard this from a lot of folks in the 90s that collected. First of all, they only punched the cards like early on into the run. After a while, Pinnacle stopped it completely. They said, okay, forget this. We're not punching any more cards. So only a very small run of these Gold Rush cards were punched. But another problem was there are three obstacles. Number one, Pinnacle didn't punch many. Number two, the way that they came in for a lot of people, they were rubber banded very tightly. They're actual rubber bands. I mean, that's like collecting 101 as far as big no-no. Everybody knows that from, you know, the 80s on. You don't put rubber bands around these cards, and you certainly don't pack them around super tight. What a lot of people have run into is there have been a lot of surface issues, there have been corner issues, there have been edge issues. This isn't meant, there's actually a little bit of a corner ding. It's not terrible, but it's there, and I'm just thankful that it actually survived. The third problem that you run into with this card is that the collectors, when they see this, they would normally just throw these away. They say, well, they literally punched a hole in this. Why would we want this? The regular card itself isn't worth much. Now it certainly is not worth much. Well, guess what? 2018, there are some of these punch versions that go for big money. As a matter of fact, a Frank Thomas recently went for close to $400. The regular card of that would probably go for a quarter, if that. And there have been a number of Frank Thomas cards, for instance, that went for over $100. There's not too many of them floating around. Kirby Puckett, I believe, might have been one that went for over 100, perhaps, I think. Ozzie Smith, Tony Gwynn, there's a handful of them that some collectors actually know what this is, and they're willing to pay big money for them. Another version is the upside down punch. So for some reason, and collectors like myself, just, you know, we're stupid like this, we want every version that we can get. So this is the upside down version. You know, a lot of these probably won't even exist, you know, but for some reason they thought that they should punch the upper left instead of the lower right. So, and again, let's see, is this the one? That is the one. You can see straight through it. Straight through me. So, straight through to me. So it's same card, same punch, but just different locations. And the upper left seems to be significantly more difficult to obtain, but literally I haven't seen any Canseco's pop up other than the upper left hand one. The lower right punch card that I got was actually a gift by somebody named Joel. And Joel, thank you if you're watching this. I really appreciate it. Once again, that was awesome of you. I really appreciate that. I love this card. So anyways, yeah, they're really cool. It's a really cool little piece of baseball card history that a lot of people won't know about. And it's one of those things that if you could take a card that the factory damaged and gave it back, you might want to hold on to it because it might be worth something later down the road, just like those Frank Thomases. And so the Canseco didn't sell for that much of slouch money either. It went pretty higher than I wanted, but I had to get my hands on it. And Will Clark did well. A lot of these cards will do very well. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed that, and let me know if you have any questions.